Good evening. This is the 5FM Radio News. The headlines. Zambia joins global commemoration of 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. Immigration Department apprehends 261 suspected illegal immigrants in nationwide operations. And Catholic bishops hit out at Nigeria's failure to rescue abducted school children. This bulletin is live on our Facebook page, live on our YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. My name is Lance Sannie Banda. Zambia has joined the rest of the world in commemorating the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, annual campaign aimed at raising awareness and strengthening efforts to protect women and girls from all forms of abuse. This year's theme, Unite to End Digital Violence Against All Women and Girls, highlights the growing need to address online forms of abuse that disproportionately affect women and girls. Speaking during the official national launch of the campaign at the Copperbelt University in Kitwe, President Hakainde Hichilema noted that for many years, Zambia has been committed to eliminating gender-based violence in homes, schools, workplaces, and communities. President Hichilema said this fight has now extended to the digital space, where women and girls increasingly face harassment, cyberstalking, hate speech, and the misuse of technology to cause harm. He emphasized that digital platforms should serve as avenues for learning, entrepreneurship, leadership, and global advocacy, especially for women and girls, rather than spaces that expose them to harm. His speech was delivered on his behalf by the Minister of Fisheries and Livestock, Ms. Sylvia Masevo. And speaking at the same event, Copperbelt Minister Elisha Matambo noted that under President Hichilema's leadership, Zambia has demonstrated strong foresight in addressing all forms of violence, including emerging digital threats.
Between 15 and 44 for failure to appear before the nearest immigration office.
Unite to end digital violence against all women and girls. Guest of honor, allow me on behalf of the Copperbelt Province Provincial Administration, which also encompasses the Provincial Gender Office, to warmly welcome you and extend our deepest gratitude that you chose our province to host the launch of this year's commemoration to launch the 16 days of activism against GBV. We gather here in the Copperbelt Province at this esteemed institution of higher learning at a time when our country faces great challenges of persistent inequalities perpetuated, among other things, by gender-based violence, which is now showing its.
Meanwhile, National Prosecution Authority (NPA) Director of Public Prosecutions (DPP) Gilbert Perry said the 16-day period serves as a dedicated time to unite, speak out, and renew commitment to creating a world free from violence against all women and girls. Mr. Perry noted that this year's theme, Unite to End Digital Violence Against All Women and Girls, is profoundly timely as the landscape of abuse has now expanded into the digital space where new and disturbing forms of crime are emerging and require urgent solutions. He added that mobile phones should be a source of connection and not fear, emphasizing that for many, The digital world has become a place of silent torment. Meanwhile, the National Prosecution Authority has announced that it is lobbying for a transformative approach in the fight against gender based violence, one that will channel proceeds of crime from forfeited property directly into shelters, survivor support, and anti GBV initiatives. The authority reaffirmed its pledge of zero tolerance toward all forms of gender based violence. The outgoing Japanese ambassador, His Excellency Mr. Kazuyuki, has assured the Republic of Zambia of Japan's continued support towards its developmental growth. Speaking when he paid a courtesy call on the Minister of Tourism, Mr. Kazuyuka noted that the political and business relations between Japan and Zambia have been growing, steering development in a positive direction. He expressed happiness about the long standing relationship between Zambia and Japan, further promising to engage with the incoming ambassador, who is expected in the country in a few days, to build on his work in expanding tourism relations between Zambia and Japan. Mr. Kazuyuki said that through the Japan International Cooperation Agency (JICA) projects, Japan would continue to support Zambia's development. He expressed gratitude to the Zambian government for making his tenure as ambassador of Japan to Zambia a pleasant one. And Minister of Tourism Rodney Sikumba expressed gratitude towards Mr. Kazuyuki for his dedication in strengthening the Zambia Japan relations. The minister highlighted Japan's support in areas such as cultural preservation, tourism, skills development, and renewable energy, aligning with Zambia's development priorities under the 8th National Development Plan and Vision 2030. He also welcomed increased Japanese investment in tourism infrastructure and digital technologies, further wishing the ambassador success in his future endeavors. The Department of Immigration has apprehended 261 suspected illegal immigrants between Friday 21st November and Tuesday 25th November 2025 during various operations conducted across the country. The arrests reflect the department's ongoing commitment to enforcing full compliance with Zambia's immigration laws. In a statement, Immigration Chief Public Relations Officer Namanti Nshinka revealed that on 23rd November 2025, the Kariba Immigration Office, working jointly with the Drug Enforcement Commission (DEC), apprehended 16 Pakistani nationals aged between 15 and 44 for failing to appear before the nearest immigration officer upon entry into the country. Mr. Nshinka further disclosed that on 24th November 2025, the Kariba Immigration Office also apprehended 15 Ethiopian nationals, 9 males and 6 females on similar charges. Additionally, 3 Zambian nationals were detained for aiding and abetting the suspected illegal immigrants. Meanwhile, on Friday, 21st November 2025, immigration officers at Kenneth Kaunda International Airport received 3 Zambian nationals who had been removed from Cyprus for various immigration offenses. On the same day, the Chongwe Immigration Office conducted a cleanup operation in the Chongwe Central Business District, leading to apprehension of 19 suspected illegal immigrants, 8 Burundians, 6 Congolese, 3 Malawans, and 2 Rwandans, and 7 of them, 4 Congolese, 2 Burundis, and 1 Rwandan were released after presenting proof of lawful status. The remaining 12, of which 6 are Burundians, 3 Malawans, 2 Congolese, and 1 Rwandan, are detained at Kanakantapa police station pending further immigration formalities and possible prosecution. In a separate development, the Chongwe Immigration Office detained 13 additional suspected illegal immigrants, 8 Pakistani and 5 Bangladeshi nationals for failing to appear before the nearest immigration officer upon entry. A 24-year-old Zambian identified as Francis Landani of Chirundu was also detained for aiding and abetting. During the same period, 21st to 24th November 2025, the department removed 64 illegal immigrants from the country, secured 34 immigration related convictions, and refused entry to 17 foreign nationals who did not meet Zambia's entry requirements.
Between 15 and 44 for failure to appear before the nearest immigration officer on entry. The suspects, who were traveling in a white Mitsubishi Pajero registration ALF457, were intercepted at a checkpoint mounted between Bendele area and Kariba store following a tip-off from a concerned member of the public. The Zambian driver abandoned both the vehicle and the passengers and fled. All 16 individuals possessed valid Pakistani passports bearing Malawian visas as well as entry and exit stamps for Malawi, but none had Zambian visas or entry endorsements, confirming they bypassed immigration formalities upon entry. The suspects have since been transferred to Lusaka for prosecution. In another incident, on 24th November 2025, the Kariba Immigration Office apprehended 15 Ethiopian nationals.
And in other news trending this evening, President Hakainde Hichilema says there is an agenda behind the planned protest by the Oasis Forum, which is mobilizing to demonstrate against proposed constitutional amendments at State House. And police in Lusaka have launched a manhunt for suspects behind a brutal murder and aggravated robbery in Woodlands. Up next, the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
Minister of Small and Medium Enterprise Development, Elias Muranga, has reiterated the critical importance of small and medium enterprises, SMEs, as the backbone of the national economy. During a courtesy call held this morning in Lusaka, the minister welcomed a delegation from the Republic of Finland, led by Mr. Jani Koko, member of the Finnish parliament. The delegation included Her Excellency the Ambassador of Finland to Zambia and members of the Finnish Parliament's committee. In his remarks, Mr. Mubanga emphasized that SMEs are globally recognized as fundamental drivers of economic growth and development. He reaffirmed the government's commitment to fostering a conducive and enabling environment that allows SMEs to thrive, innovate, and contribute significantly to national prosperity. The meeting served as a platform to explore avenues for strengthened bilateral cooperation. Mr. Jani Koko, leader of the Finnish delegation, expressed their keen interest in identifying opportunities for collaboration with Zambia, with a specific focus on the SME sector. He acknowledged the pivotal role SMEs play in economic development and highlighted their potential for mutual learning and partnership. Both parties committed to ongoing dialogue to further develop this cooperative relationship for the mutual benefit of both nationals. Hence, the business news and the news from across our borders, Nigeria's government is making no meaningful effort to rescue more than 250 children abducted from a Catholic boarding school in the central state of Niger. Last Friday, the main Catholic cleric in the region has told the BBC. But Bishop Bulus Tuawa Johan's accusation was disputed by the state's police chief, who accused the school of failing to cooperate with its search and rescue operations. It is unclear who abducted the children from St. Mary's School in Papiri village, but criminal gangs have been involved in kidnapping for ransom across Nigeria. US President Donald Trump has threatened to intervene militarily in Nigeria if the government fails to stop the killing of Christians. And in sports news, Chelsea and England goalkeeper Hannah Hampton has been voted BBC Women's Footballer of the Year 2025 after a standout 12 months for the club in country. Hampton helped Chelsea win a domestic treble last season, keeping 13 clean sheets in 22 Women's Super League games. And after becoming England's first choice goalkeeper, the 25-year-old saved two penalties in a shootout in the final against Spain as the Lionesses won Euro 2025. England teammate Alessia Russo finished second and Spain's Aitan Bonmat was third in the public vote. Spain duo Patrick Gaujaro and Mariona Caldente were also contenders chosen by the panel of experts, including coaches, players, administrators, and journalists, based on performance over 12 months from September 2024 to August 2025. And now, the weather.
Class Econ Roofing Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
Western, southern, and northwestern provinces mainly cloudy, slightly windy, and mild with isolated rain. Copperbelt, central, eastern, Lusaka, Luapula, Muchinga, and northern provinces, few clouds, becoming partly cloudy in some places, slightly windy and mild with a slight chance of isolated rain. Ends our weather report, and that item brings us to the end of the news. But before we go, a recap of the stories that made headlines. Zambia has joined the rest of the world in commemorating the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, an annual campaign aimed at raising awareness and strengthening efforts to protect women and girls from all forms of abuse. The Department of Immigration has apprehended 261 suspected illegal immigrants between Friday 21st November and Tuesday 25th November 2025 during various operations conducted across the country. And finally, Nigeria's government is making no meaningful effort to rescue more than 250 children abducted from a Catholic boarding school in the central state of Niger last Friday. The main Catholic cleric in the region has told the BBC. For more news, follow us on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the happy world of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. My name is Lance Sannie Banda. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.